Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Island. In this session, basically we'll look into what is data skewness and how we can resolve data skewness in Apache Spark. So, data skewness is a major problem in distributed processing. So, whenever we use Spark and Data Frame API and we try joining two tables or two data sets, we get into this issue. So, what is data skewness? When a key occurs several number of times in a column and the same column is used in Spark join, this leads to data skewness. So what does this mean is like when some chunk of data on a key occurs a lot of times compared to other values, this creates uneven distribution of the data, and this basically leads to some major problem called skewness. So let's say there are two tables, table A and table B. Table A has some million records, which is a large data set, and table B has some few hundreds of records, which is a medium data set. So when we join both the tables on a column ID, if this column is not uniformly distributed, then we get into this issue. So what are the disadvantages of data skewness? So whenever there is a data skewness, our performance of Spark job is definitely impacted. So we can see like Spark job will be running for a longer time compared to a uniformly distributed data. So whatever resources we allocated to Spark job also will not be completely utilized, because one task will be running for a longer time compared to other tasks because of huge volume of some chunk of data in the key column, which makes the Spark job unstable. So most of the resources will be ideal and without performing any task. So due to all these issues, we will basically lose the parallelism and will not basically get the advantage of Apache Spark distributed processing. So whenever you see data skewness in the Spark UI, you will find this famous issue: one particular task runs for a longer time compared to others, whereas other completes very fast, whereas this particular task runs for a very longer time. So let's understand more about data skewness. So let's say there are two tables, a large table and a medium table, and as I mentioned, one particular value occurs a lot of times, and which is not like, if the data is not uniformly distributed, this goes to the skewness. So let's say this value X occurs a lot of time in this table, and other values are like are proper enough. If you see, this particular value goes to one particular partitions, whereas other values goes to different partitions. Whenever a sort merge join happens, because of hash partitioning, all the data goes to a single partition, and that particular task will be running for a very longer time. So this causes the instability in the join, and we'll see other partitions, other tasks are completed very soon, whereas this particular task will be running for a very longer time. So this causes the instability in the Spark job. So how to resolve data skewness? There are so many ways we can apply and we can resolve data skewness. If one of the table is very small, we can basically broadcast that table, and so that a broadcast join happens between the two tables in Apache Spark. If other second table is a medium-sized table, the one which I showed in this previous slide, in that case we will not be able to broadcast the second table. So that in that scenario we can basically go to something called salting technique. So salting technique is something where we add some value to the key so that the data gets evenly distributed. So in the same example which I have taken, if you see table A, we will add to the key, we will add some underscore value, and we will add a random number between the range of 1 to 3. This range can be adjusted based upon our requirement. We can basically widen this range or narrow down the range. Here, for just simplicity, I've taken something from 1 to 3. So to that particular key, we will add underscore and a random number between the range of 1 to 3 to the left table. Even we will salt the second table. So to the second table, we imagined basically it is a we assumed basically this is a medium data set. So we will explode this key column so that it gets perfectly joined with the salted key of table A with the table B. So let's see how it looks. So the same thing, the table A, as I mentioned, we are salting it with underscore and a random number between the range of 1 to 3. If you see, the value is no more x. It basically got salted with some other values, and even y and z, you can see it got changed. So in the right side of the table, if you see, because we exploded this table in the range of 1 to 3, the same x value got exploded to x1, x2, x3, even y got exploded to y1, y2, y3, even z will be exploded to z1, z2, z3. In that scenario, if you see, x will not basically go to the same partition, but it gets distributed. Even other values y, z also get distributed. So the job now will be distributed, and there is no skewness, or a single particular partition runs for a longer time. So this way we can distribute the data and get advantage of Apache Spark parallelism. Let's see this more in the technical. So let's start with the demo. So this is Databricks console. So people who are not aware of this, this is like Databricks, which offers a community edition which is free for people. Everyone can basically go and create the login and try out. We can basically create some test clusters and execute our Spark jobs, and even the notebooks are supported in Python, Scala, and SQL. So in this Databricks console, I've created one Scala notebook, so to basically show this demo. So let's go with the demo. So as I mentioned earlier, so table A and table B, if table B is a small data set, Spark will basically do a broadcast join, and it will be much faster than a sort merge join, which happens with a medium data set. So because our example here, the second table is a medium data set, we will explicitly disable broadcast join using this property. And also I'm reducing the shuffle partitions to 3 to basically showcase this in a better way, this demo in a better way. So I have data frame 1, which is basically having a column called ID, and you could see a particular value x occurs a lot of time compared to other values. So this data is not uniformly distributed. There is a skewness in this column with this value x. So this is a large data set which I showed you. So I have a medium data set also, right? Even that data set is basically skewed at the column x, and other values are like not that majorly skewed, and only this is like not uniformly distributed. So basically when we do a join between these two data sets, data frame 1 and data frame 2 on ID column, because this is a sort merge join, this will basically lead to that famous issue which I've showed you, where a particular long task runs for a very longer time compared to others. So if you see the Spark UI, let me go. Yeah, if you see this, because of the data skewness, one particular task, because I've declared 3 shuffle partitions here, so one partitions run for a very longer time compared to other two things which gets completed very soon. So this is what I was referring to as a data skewness. So this causes a lot of problem, because our job runs for a very longer time whenever we do the join on these two tables. Because these columns are skewed, it takes a lot of time to basically execute. So let's see how we can get away from this issue using the salting technique which we discussed in the PPT. So we can have a function which can take 2 data frames and the column where we want to do a join. In the data frame 1, as I mentioned earlier, we can basically append underscore and some random number between 3, and also in the data frame 2 we can explode the data frame between the range of 0 to 3, and in this way we are basically salting it using this function. So if we can basically pass our data frame 1 and data frame 2, which I showed initially, to this function and the ID column, so that it returns data frame 3 and data frame 4 tuple which are not skewed. So this way we can basically eliminate the data skewness, and if we perform the join now on this data tables if we perform a join between these data frames, data frame 3 and data frame 4, it will be much faster than the one which we performed before, and we could see all the partitions are evenly distributed. So I've given the code in the description, so please go through the code and let me know if any issues or if this code works for you in the comment section. Thanks a lot for joining this session. Thanks again.